I'm going to show you the math I bet you've never done. And once you see it, you can never unsee it, guys and gals, because there's just one calculation almost every real estate agent skips. And it costs agents, including myself, tens of thousands of dollars every single year. The crazy part is, it's not even hidden. It's actually sitting right there on your credit card statements and your closing statements. But first, let's talk about why nobody even does the math. Why don't agents ever calculate the real cost of a closed transaction or a deal? If the numbers are sitting right there, why does almost nobody ever just add them up? Well, here's why. It's not because agents are bad at math, it's because the entire system is designed to keep you measuring the wrong number. Look, what we've been told and taught is like we want to have to calculate the cost per lead because it's not the cost per lead. It's not the impressions. It's not the clicks. It's not the appointments. And your head's probably going, what the heck are you talking about? It's the cost per closed. That's on all capitals, closed deals. Here's the thing is, once I figured that out, I realized something even worse was taking place. So, whether it's Zillow or any portal where you're purchasing leads from right now, or maybe even your legacy broker, right? They're all quietly betting that you'll never calculate this one number. So, what is the big number? Well, the number they're hoping that you're not calculating, guys, you're going to be freaking blown away by this. They don't care about what your cost per lead is. Just going to put that out there. What they care that you never calculate is what your closed transaction actually cost you. Huge difference. Now, if you have a $300 lead, right? But it could turn into like a $12,000 client acquisition costs. So I finally ran the math and my stomach hit the floor. So, like everybody, we've always belonged to different brokerages throughout my 26 years. Before EXP is with another broker, and we would all, everyone did this as agents and still do. Talk about what our splits are, and we had a 95-5, and so that's 95 to our team and 5% to the brokerage, right? Sounds fantastic when you talk about it. Sounds fantastic. Looks fantastic on paper. Until my team and I actually sat down and ran the numbers one afternoon, and wow. We added all of this up. We added up our office fees, our tech fees, desk fees, miscellaneous costs for whatever it would be for a transaction, and if there's training fees, really whatever applied. So, what was the cost? $45,000. I literally remember sitting there with my team, and it just came out of my mouth. I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" I mean, do you know what we could have spent on marketing, on content, on equipment, on advertising, on business growth, on anything? $45,000. That is the world's most expensive cup of coffee. Because they always advertise how much they gave us free coffee. It was kind of an inside joke, but it was true. That's what I thought we got out of it. So that's when I asked myself, what if I've been making the same mistake in all of my lead generation portals? Oh my God. Okay. So I started looking at so I started asking myself a different question, right? It wasn't the question anymore. What does the lead cost? Instead, what does this closed transaction actually cost? Because if you spend 3,000, 5,000, 8,000, 10,000, per closed transaction, fill in the blank with the number, by the way. That's a completely different conversation than, hey, we can buy a lead for $300. Hey, did you know it's going to cost you $12,000 to acquire it and close it? But like I said, totally different question. So, what should agents actually measure? Well, we definitely know it's not going to be measuring the cost per lead. You need to measure your cost per closed transaction. One number, everything changes. So, here's what I want you to do tomorrow morning. I want you to build a spreadsheet. I want you to track every single source that you have at your fingertips and you can remember, like your database referrals, open houses, your content, maybe that's a newsletter or whatever kind of content you're putting out, what portals you're purchasing different leads from, social media, what you're putting out, what you're getting back. I want you to go back 90 days, right? And then divide the number spent by the closed deals not leads generated, not appointments, by closed deals. And that will really give you that number. And it's going to hurt a little. Just brace for impact on this one. Seth Godin, this his one of his comments pops in my brain immediately when I talk about this stuff. And he's been saying this for years. He says, audiences you own beats the rented attention. So what does that mean? Well, lead portals, Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, fill in the blank, or that's all rented attention. Would you agree with me? And then, of course, your content, right? Your database, your referrals, that's owned attention. One of these is going to get more expensive every year. And one of them, it has a compounding effect going on. So here's the scary part. Most agents will never, ever do this calculation, not because it's hard, because if they do, you know what's going to happen? They're going to have to openly admit that they've been stroking checks to the wrong entity and system for years. So that's the math that they're betting that you're just never going to do. And now that you've done it or you're going to do it, your eyes can never unsee it. So I want you to do one thing for me. I want you to post in the comments down below. I want you to post in there what the most expensive lead you ever paid for. Now, for us, dude, I paid a 25% referral fee for a $5.5 million lead that came through and we closed. We were happy to do it. Why? That's a big freaking number. And it was hard to see that thing go. But you know what? End of the day, the ROI turned out just fine for us. So what is your number? What is that biggest cost? And what is your cost per deal? And how could you get it down? I am so fascinated, guys. Put them in the comments. I read every one of them. But if you don't, that's fine too. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take it, share it, live it, run those numbers, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.